Hey my beautiful Gemini peeps, what's going on everybody? It's Ann from CancerMoonsTarot and I'm coming at you guys with your June 2022 tarot reading. How are you guys? I hope you guys are well. I want to wish all my Gemini peeps a very happy and special birthday and a happy Gemini season. I hope you guys are going to have a great one. So let's go ahead and jump on into this and see what we got coming in here. We're going to start out with the recent past, alright? What do we have regarding Gemini's recent past, please? Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What do we have here for the zodiac of Gemini in reference to their recent past, please? Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's go ahead and have a look. We did have the Sun card here flip over. A couple other cards dropped out, but that's okay. We'll take the Sun card right now. So you could be connecting here with a Leo, all right? The Sun energy is happiness for sure. Could represent happiness too, though, in reference to like feeling like you are involved in your childhood again. I don't know what that means, Gemini. Some of you guys could have moved back home, possibly where you grew up as a kid in your past, or your recent past. You know, you might have went to go visit family, you might have went to go see your hometown where you grew up, visit a couple old friends, see your family members. That could have been a really good time and a really good experience. You know, some of you guys might have been feeling homesick in your recent past, so you had to go travel and take a trip. But either way though, Sun card, basic energy of just like, hey, you know, some good shit was going on for me in my past, all right? Moving on into the next card, we do have here the Three of Cups. Yep, enjoying yourself for sure, having a very happy-dappy time. And then looking at the last card for your recent past, we have here the Star card. So you definitely were involved in some sort of rejuvenative experience, guys. I don't know if this was about, like I mentioned, going back to your hometown, reconnecting with your family, your old friends, and really having a bit of a joyous time. But whatever it is that you've done here, you were in quite the rejuvenative experience. Your recent past looks very, very well. You know, the Three of Cups is I enjoyed myself, I had a great time. The Sun card, I'm super happy right now, I'm present to the moment. The Star card, I'm feeling very fulfilled, very rejuvenated, very healed, right? So I do feel like in your recent past, you had some sort of healing experience. You guys might have went on a trip maybe. Maybe some of you guys even went on some sort of spiritual retreat. If that's the case, that's dope as hell. I've always wanted to do something like that for sure. So, hey, that's on my bucket list, right? All right, so let's go ahead and jump into the current energies for you. What current energies are we going to get? Wow, that was a really bad stutter. What current energies are we going to get? Okay, what current energies do we got here for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout June 2022? Don't mind my throat chakra, man. Anytime Mercury is in retrograde, I can't speak at all. Okay, Gemini. Let's go. First card out, we got here the Six of Wands. Moving on to the next card for you. We have here the Five of Cups. And then lastly here, Gemini, is going to be the Ten of Pentacles. Still not too shabby. Taking a look at these current energies. I do feel, though, that with the Five of Cups showing up here, especially being in the center, you know, right above that is the Three of Cups, there is some sort of grief because the enjoyment that you had unfortunately came to an ending here. You know, it's like, for example, if you went on a trip to your hometown, you know, eventually that trip was up. Eventually you had to go back to wherever you reside currently, right? If you went on a spiritual retreat, eventually that spiritual retreat was over and you had to come back home. So this is the energy of enjoying yourself and having a very rejuvenative experience. And it was kind of like a vacation, if you will, but now it's like coming back to reality. So, Six of Wands, a lot of success. You're definitely moving in the right direction for sure. But the Five of Cups, there's still something here that you feel needs to be healed in order for you to go to the Ten of Pentacles. Because the Ten of Pentacles is like the ultimate stability, Gemini. It's like feeling super duper content, super happy with your environment, super happy with your life. So coming into the month of June 2022, you're recognizing there's still something that I need to heal. There's still something that I need to grieve. But at least I know what that is and I know what I need to work on. So after having your rejuvenative experience in your past, you're coming into your present moment in the month of June here and you're ready to get started. I definitely feel like you're super focused, you're super present, you're ready here to put in some work, okay? By the way, guys, tons of police cars and ambulances outside. Sorry if you hear that. I know that it could be relatively loud. My apologies, okay? Alrighty, so let's see what the challenge is going to be here coming into June 2022. What is going to be the challenge here for the Geminis, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout June 2022? What is going to be the challenge that Gemini is facing? Taking a look at the first card out, we have here the Fool card. Could be the card of freedom here. You also might be dealing with an Aries. Moving on to the next two cards, we also have here the Knight of Wands, and we have here the Magician card. So let's go ahead and talk about this. Looking at the possible challenges you might be facing here, the Fool, the Knight of Wands, and the Magician. I feel like with the Fool to the Knight of Wands over here, not wanting to run away seems to be a bit of a struggle. Because having to face something here, right? Five of Cups, that is painful. It is not a fun time. It's not a good time. It's not something that anybody looks forward to. So I think that the struggle here, Gemini, is maintaining committed to healing whatever you need to heal. I think the struggle here is maintaining committed to continue to work on yourself and evolve. It was nice to have that vacation, right? In your recent past. It was nice to have a break. It was nice to tap out of reality for a little bit. But coming back into June 2022, it's like it's time to put in the work. There's still some more stuff I have to do here. So I think the struggle is not turning a blind eye to your problems, because it could be very easy to dismiss your own feelings. It can be incredibly easy to just say, fuck it, I'm going to pretend it doesn't bother me, right? But it takes even more guts and more strength to endure whatever is bothering you, whatever is upsetting you, whatever does need to be worked on, whatever you're displeased with, or whatever makes you unhappy. So with the Magician card over here, I think the most difficult task for you guys is showing up for yourself coming into June 2022. It's like, I have to show up for myself day in and day out. I have to continue working on myself. I have to be committed. It's not going to be an easy task. It's going to be a daunting task, but the more I keep showing up for myself, the easier it's going to get. And that's what I love to hear for you, actually, because it's so true. The more you keep on showing up for yourself, the more you keep on doing the work, the easier the work is going to get. And ultimately, the better you're going to feel, right? It's not easy to be involved in energies of self-care. It's not easy to make sure we're getting enough sleep, to make sure we're eating healthy. It's not easy to make sure that we're surrounding ourselves with healthy and positive situations. It's not easy all the time to be kind to ourselves if we're not feeling that way, because sometimes we can have the tendency to be our biggest enemy. It's not easy to do the good stuff. But when you do the good stuff and you commit to working hard on it, you will see a huge impactful change, okay? Let's go ahead and see what you're going to be dealing with here moving throughout the month of June. What are my Geminis going to be dealing with, please? Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout the month of June. What will they be dealing with? The first card out is going to be the Six of Pentacles. Moving on to the next card for you, we do have here the Knight of Cups. And then lastly for you, Gemini, is going to be the Tower. Yeah, massive realizations coming in here for you. That Tower card never ever lies. The Tower card is one of those cards that expose the truth even if you don't want to hear it. So let's go ahead and talk about this. Six of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, and the Tower. Six of Pentacles is an energy of equal give and take. It also could be the energy of representing that something's in perfect balance and perfect flow. With the Knight of Cups here, Gemini, paired with the Six of Pentacles, moving forward throughout your month of June, you're trying to be in the perfect flow. You're trying to make sure that you're continuing to work on yourself, you're continuing to enjoy your life, you're trying to set yourself up to be in a very good and positive energy. But with the Tower card coming along, you're recognizing that there's a lot of things here that are going to start coming to the surface here for you. Now, granted, June 2nd, Mercury goes direct. It does not mean that Mercury still does not have an influence on us, especially, too, after that eclipse energy we recently had just gone through. So, with all that being said here, Gemini, I do feel like there's still a lot of things that have lied beneath the surface that are going to start to come here in the surface for you that need to be paid attention to, okay? Tell me more about this Tower. I want to give Gemini information. I don't want to give them to something, too general. I want to see what this Tower is about. All right, tell me about this Tower moment, what Gemini will be experiencing, what they need to know, what they need to hear. Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Cups, Eight of Swords, King of Cups. Wow. Yeah, I definitely think that for you guys, especially seeing two nines jump in over here, Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Cups, this is a time to be a lot more independent. Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Cups. Two cards that represent a lot of independency, okay? Nine of Pentacles is the card of doing your own thing. It's the card of self-confidence. It also could be like a card of self-care. It doesn't have to be, though. But when you see the Nine of Pentacles, it's about having more confidence in yourself. It's about feeling yourself more, right? And with the Nine of Cups over here, it's about doing more of what it is that you want that'll fulfill you in your own personal life. So Geminis, I think that a pretty big realization you're going to be having here moving throughout June 2022 is that I need to focus up more on what my wants, my needs, and my desires are. Maybe in your past, you were kind of focused up on what other people wanted from you, what other people expected from you. Maybe you were very much so a caretaker for a lot of people in your life. You might have been in positions where you've put what you've wanted on the back burner so that other people could thrive. And I think that when you reflect and you look back to those instances, you've had a lot of compassion and a lot of love for other people. But when you have spent so much time putting forth compassion and love for other people, there has been a lot of time that's passed by where you weren't giving yourself enough love and compassion that you needed, okay? Especially from yourself. So Gemini, I think probably one of the biggest realizations is like, on a certain level, you know, there's been parts of myself that I've neglected. On a certain level, there's been things that I've really wanted to do and I've thrown it on the back burner. And that's definitely something that needs to change here coming throughout mid-May. Tell me more here about what Gemini will be realizing, please. And not mid-May, by the way. Sorry, we just finished the mid-May reading, so this is for June. My apologies. Tell me more about what Gemini will be uncovering and realizing throughout June 2022. We have here the Nine of Wands in reverse. Yeah, I don't have reversals in this deck. Really interesting that this came out in reverse. But we have here Nine of Wands in reverse. We have here the Two of Wands upright. And then lastly, Gemini, we have here the Hermit. I think another thing you'll be realizing here, Gemini, sorry, let me kind of move these cards into frame real quick. Another thing that you'll be realizing here, Gemini, Nine of Wands reversed, Two of Wands, and the Hermit. There's a lot more that you have kind of kept within yourself than you realized. I think that our brain has a great way of protecting us to the point where things that have occurred or things that have happened can get so buried, so deep in our past and deep within ourselves that we don't even remember it, right? This is the situation, Gemini, where like things you haven't thought of in years, things that have been buried very deep beneath the surface are going to resurface here for you. And it's going to be a time of release with the Nine of Wands in reverse here. So I definitely sense more realizations that you're going to be having coming into June 2022 is realizations of things that you never knew affected you all this time along. Okay? How do I explain this without sounding like a nutcase? I'm trying to come up with a way to explain this. I don't know if you've ever experienced this before or if in June this is going to be the first time you've experienced this, but I've experienced this before. It's an energy where you come to the realization that something impacted you in a way that you never knew. It's like something could have occurred years ago and you had no idea that even until this day, it was still impacting you. Whether it's been impacting you positively or whether it's been impacting you negatively, you're going to come to the realization of something that occurred a very long time ago that you've kind of blocked out with your brain. And once you realize that that's been affecting you, it's like, whoa, that makes a lot more sense, you know? So you're going to be coming into some pretty deep revelations here in the month of June 2022, the more that you're continuing to work on yourself. I think that, you know, as I've mentioned, the challenge is going to be not running away and not ignoring what your body is trying to tell you, what your feelings are trying to tell you. That's going to be one of the biggest challenges, right? Is to continue to show up for yourself and to continue to do the work, the inner work, the healing work. But throughout this time, it's like the more that you work on yourself, the more you're going to uncover. And like I said, something from your past here that you did not really remember, something here that your brain pushed away or your brain blocked out is going to come up to the surface now. And you're going to realize, holy shit, that makes a lot of sense. Something that occurred years ago is still impacting me all the way up until today. And once you realize that, you get to release it, you get to let it go. So there's a lot of deep healing, a lot of deep revelations occurring here for you. Let's go ahead and see where things are going to be going for you, Gemini. Where are things going to be going here for Team Gemini? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout June 2022. We have here the Two of Cups. Wonderful. Getting a deeper connection to self. All right, moving on to the next card, we have here the Moon card. And then lastly for the Gemini is going to be the Ace of Wands. I love this, guys. This is going to be a real fresh start for you, man. A lot of people hate readings that involve healing or massive realizations. At least that's what I tend to see. I see a lot of people disliking these types of readings, but it's actually really wonderful because the more you connect with yourself, the more you release shit that makes you unhappy, guys, the more you get closer to the Ten of Pentacles, right? To your own happiness, your own stability, feeling so much lighter and feeling so much better. So regardless, based upon where things are going, Two of Cups, Moon card, Ace of Wands, you're going to develop a closer connection to yourself. And it's something that you've needed for a while, especially if you've been a Gemini in service to others. All right? Remember, I already saw when I was looking at the clarifications of the Tower card, the Nine of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups, this was mentioning that you need your independence, okay? So Geminis, you know, universe here says, have your independence from somebody or from other people. It's like you've been serving other people for way too long. It's time to serve yourself. So as you're serving yourself here in June, you're going to realize, man, I'm starting to really deeply connect with myself and learn more about who I truly am and learn more about what I've been through, what I've experienced, what's impacted me, what's touched me, what's made me happy, what's made me sad. And the more that you keep on learning throughout this connection with you, the stronger your connection develops. And with the moon card showing up over here, like everything starts to get revealed to you on the way that you work, the reason you are who you are, the reason you do things a certain type of way. It's like the moon card here exposes everything that you are. And getting to learn about who you truly are here, Gemini, is going to be such a beautiful advantage in your future here with the Ace of Wands. Because when a person truly knows who they are, that is an individual who's unstoppable. That is an individual who now knows how to counter things in life. For example, if you know how you would react and respond to certain negative situations, in your future, you can avoid those negative situations. If you know how if you know how to gain success, you can use that to your advantage and become a person who starts to work in the methods that work for you to gain success. As a Gemini, if you've learned how you deal with stress, you can go ahead and use that to cope with stress moving forward. The deeper of a connection that you have with yourself and the more that you know of who you are, the more advantages you have to living your best life. Period. So I feel like this very deep connection that you're going to be having with you moving throughout this month is going to be to your benefit in becoming the greatest version of who you want to be and living the best life you want to genuinely live. I like it, Gemini. And listen, man, I feel like a lot of people don't understand too that air signs can be incredibly devoted, right? Most people would say, yeah, water signs are super devoted. You know, whether this whole relationship was based off of, whether this whole reading, was based off of the fact that you've been very devoted in your relationships, or whether it's been about you very devoted to your family or very devoted to other people and always throwing yourself on the back burner. It's like Geminis can be incredibly, incredibly loyal. And I feel like a lot of people don't see that. They just look at the Geminis, they look at the twins, they say they're two-faced. They're not. Geminis aren't two-faced when they really love somebody and care about somebody. And honestly, most of the time, Geminis aren't two-faced in general. They can have two different moods. It can be happy and then it can be fuck you. Okay? That I can agree with, right? But overall, Gems, it feels to me like for you guys moving throughout this month, the realization that you've just been doing too much for other people for way too long is going to be massive for you because you're recognizing I missed out on so much about knowing about who I truly am. And now that I get to learn who I am, now that I get to learn what I like, now I get to learn what I don't like, you know, it plays such a role and advantage into developing your life and your story and your path. And it's truly a beautiful feeling, man. It really is. Let's go ahead and take a look at the overall outcome. What's going to be the overall outcome here for Team Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout June 2022. And what do we have here? We have here the Page of Wands. You're not necessarily in the direction that you want to be in just yet, but you're taking your first step. And I love that for you, okay? Page of Wands is not the Ace of Wands, right? Ace of Wands is about moving towards the future, but the Page of Wands here is about taking that first step. So Geminis, you're going to be growing very close to yourself here, moving throughout the mid-month, figuring out what you love, figuring out what you're passionate about, uncovering more about who you are. You're going to be healing a lot of things that have had major setbacks in your life. You're going to be uncovering a lot of things that have been impacting you in negative ways. And the more you get to learn about yourself, the more you get to enjoy this journey that you're going to be having with yourself. And the more you go through this journey, the more you're going to figure out who you are and who you want to be and the life you want to live. And it's going to be a beautiful journey for you. So I love this energy for you. And as I've mentioned, you know, the challenge is going to be continuing to show up every day for you, continuing to do the work every day for you, continuing to do things in your life that are healthy, continuing to address things that are bothering you and what these feelings and emotions are telling you, and to let emotions that are resurfacing come to the surface. It's going to be very hard to do all these things. But the more you keep working on it, guys, the more it benefits you. All right. So Geminis, thank you so much for tuning in. Really, really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this reading for your month of June. I'm wishing you all a very happy birthday and a happy birth season. I hope this made sense. It is a little scattered. There's kind of like a lot going on here in your month. Hopefully the message makes sense to you. If it doesn't apply to you, of course, don't force it to apply to you. If none of this resonates, that's totally fine. There will be more messages for Gemini coming out on my channel in the future. But if this does resonate with you, that's cool. Hopefully this message can help you out. All right. All right, Geminis, I love you. Enjoy June. Subscribe here if you're new, and I'll catch you guys later. Much love, and have yourselves a good one. Peace.